Hanatazaki ya hakala ya kabala. Anya abamar, anya abamar. You almighty Allahayim. I say, not stand still. Hanatazaki ya hakala ya kabala. Anya abamar, anya abamar. You almighty Allahayim. I say, not stand still. Hanatazaki ya hakala ya kabala. Anya abamar, anya abamar. You almighty Allahayim.
I got some things in my chest, I don't know how to express. While I'm walking down the cold road to pass every test. Now look, I can't eat, I can't sleep. Y'all send me from the water, cause I'm going in deep black. People keep talking, always deceiving. Try to break it down, but you gotta keep believing. Whip down the Bible, let it say to Peter Pan. Praying for the people, cause we all gotta stand. Wonder was a lollipop to the grandma in the on guy. It's a cold world, trying to break the truth out. People get paid to check, bill, sell out. Lying on the word, but it ain't no other way out. To my work, gotta never give up. People across the world, everywhere, keep eyes up, eyes front, look. Press to the mark, yeah, man, high collar. Go, come and see a man that'll live it where you're falling. Forget him, bomb the enemy, I'ma run to the way and the truth and the light. I spot, bomb practice, I'ma say it every day and night, man, I promise I'll fight. Light them up, don't need no match, I'll have you buy all by yourself, let me get my breath. I guess this with the hook gon' be, man, so drop that, man, I repeat myself. Don't need no match, I'll have you buy all by yourself, let me get my breath. I guess this with the hook gon' be, man, so drop that, man, I repeat myself. I will not be ignored, I've been quiet too long, struggle ain't easy, that's why I'm always on my own. Been weeping all night, but joy come in the morning time. So down on my knee, I get it, yeah, no praying for a sign. Remember Tulsa Massacre, that ain't been long ago. Although we ask for reparations, bro, we get that when we go. It's hard to believe the sight, even though it was real. And I pray we all call on y'all, cause in hell it ain't no milk, it cook. Every check bounce, if it can't avoid it, or you but never got paid, let me turn to y'all. Willing to say we sin, could be sick about the spoilers, so we call it to the Father. What a hurt for 12, bro, in the sun. Why boom one another with a one-track mind? As if everything we see is evil, why the nation from the north, break the land, and come out there with the agents of our own flesh, spraying one another with a murderous brutality. Ask about the lost sea, hear the sheep scatter like a person is a cocaine. Every day in the battle, building muscle, get a crowd of people in the trouble. Yeah, it ain't my strength. Bomb the enemy, I'ma run to the way and the truth and the light. I spot, bomb practice, I'ma say it every day and night, man, I promise I fight. Light them up, I don't need no match, I'll have you fire all by yourself, let me get my breath. I guess this with the hook gon' be, man, so drop that, man, I repeat myself. I don't need no match, I'll have you fire all by yourself, let me get my breath. I guess this with the hook gon' be, man, so drop that, man, I repeat myself.
All war underway on a street in Philadelphia tonight.
There was gunshots, thousands of rounds of bullets from the police.
Police moved in with tear gas and water cannon.
They wanted to kill our children.
I had recommended to use an explosive entry device.
The house shook. Smoke was coming in, so we knew they dropped the bomb on us.
Police allowed the blaze to burn an hour and a half before calling in firefighters.
I don't care what they said. There was no justification for what they did.
They done burn up 2 blocks. Explain that.
I never imagined that the government would drop a bomb on a row house in Philadelphia.
It's an embarrassment to the city of Philadelphia.
My name is Ramona Africa, and I was there when the police dropped a bomb on me and my family May 13th of 1985 and killed 11 of my family members. I was there. I was born and raised in West Philadelphia. I went to Temple University and I was headed to law school. But after I met MOVE, I wanted to be a revolutionary. MOVE is a revolutionary organization founded by John Africa that believes in revolution, not in fighting and bloodshed, but true revolution. I joined MOVE in 1979. I was listening to what was happening with MOVE and could not believe that the cops were attacking MOVE the way they were.
I'm Until today, there was a house in Philadelphia filled with people who for years confounded everybody. They called themselves Move and never said what that meant. They tried to live in the city as if it were the forest, ignoring modern plumbing, trash collection, or rat control. They offended the neighbors first and then the city, which ordered them out last year. Today, the city went to move them.
As firemen crawled forward with a water hose, shots rang out.
The Move 9 were 9 of our sisters and brothers who were arrested unlawfully for the murder of a police officer and given a 30 to 100-year sentence.
Last December, 9 MOVE members went on trial for the death of Officer Ramp.
Everybody knew that Move did not kill a cop because Move was in the basement. Officer James Ramp was standing up on street level, and the media said he was shot on a downward angle. So there's no way that Move could have shot him.
They wear their hair in dreadlocks because
There is a small war underway on a street in Philadelphia tonight.
There was gunshots, thousands of rounds of bullets from the police.
Police moved in with tear gas and water cannon.
They wanted to kill our children.
I had recommended to use an explosive entry device.
The house shook. Smoke was coming in, so we knew they dropped the bomb on us.
Police allowed the blaze to burn an hour and a half before calling in firefighters.
I don't care what they said. There was no justification for what they did.
Okay, now, as y'all can see, I'm sorry that the mic was muted, but I hope that you was reading the song about the automobiles and all these things. Now, check this out. They bombed Africa Town. Every city that our people set up together where we had economic wealth and all these things, I wanted to show y'all the how wealthy our people was everywhere. You couldn't hardly find nobody that's poor, that's our people. And the ones that was struggling, they had a system set up where they could take care of. So you understand, when nobody had to be homeless or anything. Now this right here is Africa Town, and this is around the time where they had already done bombed and covered up our people's cities underwater and all these things. So family, what we need to understand is that a lot of us don't know that we are in a war. We're in a war for us to be able to have our own. They are trying to, we was taken from our country. What we need to understand, I don't know why a lot of our people can't get this. We are in a strange foreign land. This is not how you supposed to be. You're not supposed to be like this. This right here is a judgment. We're not supposed to be going through this. Fam, if you had your own country, wouldn't you govern your country in a safe manner? Would you, in your own country, be walking outside and have to deal with this? When you build up economics, would you have to deal with this? Look at this brother right here. He is a soldier. Look at the brother in the back. They are soldiers. Look at the guy with the blue on. They attacking, they bomb their city. Those are soldiers. They bombed their city. They just got on the badge. We are on concentration camps. In every country in the world, we're under the governance of concentration camp. All you got to do, if you want to see what I'm saying, all you got to do is look at what they was doing to Iraq. That's all you got to do. Change the uniform from blue to the camouflage. That's all you got to do. Look at the vigilante people going around just sniping people that don't even know they in a war. Look at all the stuff going on. Now, these people that's fighting against you, only thing you want to do is be left alone. You are such a peaceful people. You just want to be left alone. You don't understand why somebody is continually coming at you and you ain't doing nothing but existing. So anything that you have, they take it. Wherever you go on the globe, they want to govern over it. They want to take it. They want to be the head boss. They feel like they supposed to be over you. No matter what you do, even if you go in the woods, no matter where you go, I'm telling you, if you want to build a house in the woods, you got to go get a permit. If you want to build your own house in the woods that they laid claim on, you got to go and get a building permit, and you got to do it according to the code. So they got codes for you, Negro. You got to build it according to the code. First, you got to get the money. Because if you just somebody that say, okay, I want to be self-governed, I don't want to be governed by the laws of this one or that one, let us move to this area, to that area. Everywhere on the globe, they claim it, especially if there's resources there. So if you move to a place and you don't care about no copper and all that right there under the ground, you move to a place and it's and it's black gold under there, they gonna confiscate that. So you ain't worrying about no gold, no black gold. You say, okay, well, you know, well, how much you want for the gold or whatever, the black gold? Because I ain't really trying to use y'all money. But if y'all want it, then pay for it. Then they gonna try to get you up out of the family. Use your mind. Use your wisdom. All this is going on. And we are being conditioned as a people to think that this is how life supposed to be. You live your whole life in misery, and you even got to pay for your funeral. Fam, ain't nothing allotted to you as a seed of Adam. But yet people keep want to claim that, well, we all came from Adam, but you are governed under other nations. Now, if those nations, if French was ruling over French, which is the Greeks, if the France was ruling over the France, then, you know, that would be cool because that's their people. They should rule over them. You know, their fathers will be honored in that. You know, Yawan and all of the descendants that came from Yawan, their fathers will be honored in that. It wouldn't be no trifleness about that. It wouldn't be no scrubness about that. That you are in a full blast war, and the most of your soldiers that defended themselves, a lot of them is in prison right now. Look at Brother Othal. He defended himself, and they locked him up in prison for life. Look at the Panther Party. They was defending the community, giving them food to eat, and guess who they put inside of the prisons? You are in a war. So the soldiers, so these guys need to understand, look, we is your master. You have your deities, but I'm your Allahayim. You obey me. Forget about that rule book that we stole from you and reclassified it and painted everybody in the eye skin complexion and said it don't matter. Forget about all that. That whatever matter to your ancestors, well, them ain't your ancestors. Those are my ancestors. That is my land. Your name is not your name. Your name is my name because I'm your master. So, the land of Canaan, mine. Your service over there, mine. The lands where you fled to, mine. The resources under the ground, mine. Your woman, mine. I'll lend her to you. And if our sisters that don't understand this, don't get this, then they're going to treat their brother like the slave master do. Can you pay my automobile? Can you pay the white man? If you can't pay the white man automobile, because when you pay, the white man get it. Now, in the song, I'm not trying to talk down on the Destiny's Child. I understand the song. Because back then it was a different feel and it was a different move going on. And our sisters was, feeling themselves. And a lot of us was walking around there, even the brothers was bumping that song and playing that track. But what I'm talking about right now is the mindset that need to change. Can you pay my automobile? Can you do this? Can you go and spend your money on the white man instead of taking your money and put it on Yasharal and not no color, not no black man, but put it on Yasharal because you not black and they not really white? They come from whatever nation from the north that they come from. You not white and you not black, but if they don't want to understand that, okay then. Well, Yasharal, is you gonna build me a house from scratch? Is you gonna learn how to build? Is you gonna learn how to make a saint? Is you gonna learn how to build a wheel? Shalom, James Money, 615. So instead of the sister asking, can you pay my bills, should she say, brother, is you gonna learn how to build your own? Because you sitting at home broken as a man, don't understand where you're going from and where you came. Brother, can you build? Brother, you know the first Negro that made a light bulb. Do you know how to make a light bulb? Do you know how to run electricity yourself? Do you know how to build the cords? Do you know how to build the rubber to put the cords in? Do you know how to put them in there where they can work properly? Brother, do you know what a black and a hot is for electricity? Brother, do you know how to farm animals? Brother, do you know how to plant plants in the ground? Brother, do you know how to keep coyotes out of your yard? Brother, do you know how to protect the community? Brother, do you know how to be a leader? Do you have the confidence? That's what I'm there for. That's what the sisters would be saying if they understood the condition of the mind of their people. Look at this. Look at Afghanistan right now. Look at this. Look over there in the middle of the East right now. Do you know that it's some Negroes over there too still? Did you know that? Did you know that Abraham did not just have one son? Do you know that when they affect at the massness of where they're hitting, it's affecting your people? Did you know that some of them over there is just mixed? Did you know that? Did you know that they're trying to get you to gather around? Just like what the sister was saying, can you pay my automobile? Think about this. In the middle of a war, many of us is getting on ghetto gaggers. Many of our people is on ghetto gaggers, going against everything that their ancestors stood for and believed, because now they in this modern time and they say that don't matter no more. That's old wise tales. Why don't y'all get with the program? Back in the my daddy day, they say, why don't you get hip? And you ain't hip to the program yet. In our days, when I was growing up, we were saying, you're corny. You know what I'm saying? Or like the sister said in the song, trifling. Now, in these days, they say, they used to say you being green. You know what I mean? Get with the program, man. You're a bum. Why you out there building a house? I got contractors that can come out and I can pay them dead president images. And they'll build my house. I'm better than you, bruh. The women think I'm better than you, bruh. I got the money. I'm the big dog. I'm the head Araya in charge. I'm the head lion. I know you're a lion, but I'm a head Araya. Do you hear me? This is what we are rehearsing to one another in each other ear. I got more dead white man images in my pocket. You ain't got but one. He got some value to him. Brother, can you see that the image of Abraham Lincoln on a piece of paper that got a number 5 on there that's not even your language, that 5 on there, will value the image of the slave master so much till we will kill each other for the slave master image? Ain't that equivalent to the man that they would put on the plantation with the whip in the side of his hand? The one that'll take the whip and crack it on the back for the slave master. Even the ones that's on those images on that picture. Did you know that presidents owned slaves, Negro? Did you know that presidents owned slaves, captives of war on these plantation camps where you're learning to be dehumanized, what they call a human, what do they call this? There's even Homo sapienize, hairless apenize. Did you know that you've been indoctrinated, Negro? Did you know that your ancestors did not look down on how they looked in their appearance when they had confidence in themselves? Did you know that how they looked didn't stop them from herding sheep? Did you know that, Negro? Did you know why? How they said that an alien race from outer space built those pyramids in Masrium, but it was really your ancestors who ain't no alien. So who built the White Houses? Was the aliens flying out of space and built the White Houses? What was going on before they came down and civilized the place? Was it apes down there? When was the Homo sapien situation went to a better race? Was that when you started mixing? Did you become a more superior race when you started mixing? So now you're no longer, so now the ice age is over. So now we moving on to get with the program inside of these new day era. So now you're no longer of what your ancestors was, whatever they believed in, you discount it. Even though the book that your ancestors was writing down has been fulfilled all the way down to the teeth, and it's still being fulfilled today. But we got to do away with all that. We got to get hip, what the elders would say back in the day. Or we got to get with the program, like what some of us would say today. We got to stop being green. We got to stop being bums. We got to get up and go out and serve better on the plantation instead of serving one another better. So as I let this Africa Town thing play, I want you to meditate on your people. Should your elders have to live like this? Should your children have to live like this? You gonna wake up one day, if Yahweh will, I pray you do, and realize, like what Solomon said, when you get of age, you're gonna look back over your life, and when you really see what's going on, you're gonna say to yourself, all is vanity. I wasted all of my time fighting with a whip inside of my hand, which is your pistol, fighting with a stick inside of my hand to take away dead slave master images out of my brother's pocket so that I can build a better plantation house on the plantation, on the concentration camp. Listen to this, Africa Town. They tried to do it, but we're backed in on every side. The Arabians said that Israel left their black, they left their Negroes, and they came back white. Listen to this.
They done burn up 2 blocks. Explain that.
I never imagined that the government would drop a bomb on a row house in Philadelphia.
It's an embarrassment to the city of Philadelphia.
My name is Ramona Africa, and I was there when the police dropped a bomb on me and my family May 13th of 1985 and killed 11 of my family members. I was there. I was born and raised in West Philadelphia. I went to Temple University and I was headed to law school. But after I met MOVE, I wanted to be a revolutionary. MOVE is a revolutionary organization founded by John Africa that believes in revolution, not in fighting and bloodshed, but true revolution. I joined MOVE in 1979. I was listening to what was happening with MOVE and could not believe that the cops were attacking MOVE the way they were.
Until today, there was a house in Philadelphia filled with people who for years confounded everybody. They called themselves MOVE and never said what that meant. They tried to live in the city as if it were the forest, ignoring modern plumbing, trash collection, or rat control. They offended the neighbors first and then the city, which ordered them out last year. Today, the city went to move them.
As firemen crawled forward with a water hose, shots rang out.
The MOVE 9 were 9 of us.
Okay, you see that? They said, under this thing right here, they said that the only crime that they committed was they moved out somewhere like deep inside of the woods. Think about it. And they was the talk of the town. Now look at what happened. And like I said, I am not making nothing up, fam. And I'm going to say shalom to you on my April showers, James, Money, 615, and True Self K, Free DRC. I want to say shalom to you. So y'all see this? We are in a battle. But many of us don't see it that way. We walking around like little lemmings and not even knowing what's going on. Family, pay attention.
Of our sisters and brothers who were arrested unlawfully for the murder of a police officer and given a 30 to 100 year sentence.
Look at here. Somebody bombed your whole town, bomb all of your houses and everything, and then they tell a lie on you and say it's because you murdered an officer. So if you bomb somebody's whole town, even if they did fight back, wouldn't that be justified a return? But no, they did not fire back. They didn't fire at them at all. They just went and bombed the whole town. It was the talk of the town. All they wanted to do is have their own setup. They got tired. And so they said, we're going to come together, be a people, and look at what these people did. Look at who is a soldier on the wrong side. Look at her. Pay attention.
Last December, 9 MOVE members went on trial for the death of Officer Ramp.
Everybody knew that MOVE did not kill a cop because MOVE was in the basement. Officer James Ramp was standing up on street level, and the media said he was shot on a downward angle. So there's no way that MOVE could have shot him.
They wear their hair in dreadlocks because they reject.
Now, don't you think that they know that? Listen at the purposes on why they say he got his locks in his head, why he's a Rastafari. They trying to tell him why he a Rasta. Shalom, Sister Naomi. They trying to tell him why he's a Rasta. Listen to this.
Reject combs as symbols of industrialization, which their back-to-nature philosophy opposes. They wear their hair in dreadlocks because they reject combs as symbols of industrialization, which their back-to-nature philosophy opposes. Their basic goal is to overthrow the present system of government, which they consider to be corrupt.
People.
Ain't this corrupt? And look, they just said why the man wears his hair like that. That was propaganda, fam. We know that was propaganda. So nowadays, a lot of our people say, I don't want my children with them things in their head. When I was growing up, my mother and them didn't believe in letting their children wear them they call it dread knocks in their head. You had to cut you up. But now that my mother understands, she got locks. I think her locks hanging all the way down almost to her thighs. Listen to this, fam.
People thought MOVE was crazy at that time because of the media.
They spew out obscenities when they talk.
Terrible language.
Rizzo said that he wanted MOVE out of Philadelphia.
It's amazing that this group has been running loose now for a half a dozen, couple, 3-4 years that I know of, and they should have been in prison many, many months ago.
We moved into Osage Avenue because that was our headquarters. It was warm and loving. There was children there. We would take them to the park. That was mainly our day.
Can you pay my automobile? I don't think you do.
Speaker day and night, every day. That was just a lie, probably promulgated by the police along with the media. We were getting along with our neighbors and nothing was going on. That's why we were surprised and shocked when hundreds of cops invaded our area trying to throw MOVE out of our home. And this was on Sunday, Mother's Day.
There is a small war underway on a street in Philadelphia tonight. It has been going on all day between hundreds of Philadelphia police and a bizarre back-to-nature group called MOVE.
Nothing happened.
They made Mother's Day funeral day. Listen.
All day, but that night, Gregor Sambor, the police commissioner, got on a loudspeaker and said, "Attention, Move, this is America. You have 15 minutes to come out." Well, obviously we didn't come out because we knew they wanted to kill us. They didn't want to arrest us. They could have done that anytime.
It was shortly before 6 a.m. when police moved in with tear gas and water cannon to evict members of the extremist group MOVE.
Get your money up, re-up. Pay attention to this. This was going on when people was rapping and singing and going about their life. MOVE. When all of the Negroes saw this on TV, what did it make them feel like? I know it didn't make them feel good. Pay attention.
And we were in the basement for a while. We didn't feel anything. And then the water started coming down on us. I mean, rushing down on us.
What we intended to do was to create a diversion on the roof of the MOVE compound.
It was hard to breathe. Our children were soaking wet. And then they started with the tear gas.
Tear gas started coming in. We got the blankets and they was wet, and then we put them over our heads and started laying down.
They blew a hole in the house to the left of us to try to come through it to come after us.
What we wanted them to do was to come out of the front of 62.
What you wanted them to do is to not have anything, and you wanted to destroy them because they was trying to have something as a people. What you wanted them to do is not be a people, but you wanted them to understand that they was on a concentration camp without saying it out your mouth. What you wanted them to do is have a broken spirit. What you wanted them to do is come out or die. You ain't give them no options. All you wanted them to do is be murdered.
21 Osage and surrender.
We tried to get out after that. We tried to bring the kids out and was shot back into the house.
A gun battle erupted.
They shot over 10,000 bullets. So that was their
Sound familiar?
Intent to kill everybody in that house.
I don't think that they should kill the people and their babies. They should find another solution.
After that, that's when the silence was. It was a long interval of silence, and we didn't know what they were doing. We felt comfortable for a minute.
See, they didn't know what they was doing, and they felt comfortable. And I don't blame them, because a veil was over every last one of our eyes. I see the pain in this mother face even while she's telling you what happened. Listen.
A minute. And then the bomb was dropped. The house shook. It shook. And then we start feeling the heat and the smoke, which we knew wasn't tear gas. We knew there was a fire in the house. We heard the crackling of the trees that was in back of Osage.
The night skies over West Philadelphia, bright with flames. As many as 60 buildings may be on fire.
I was told, and I saw newspaper issues about people yelling to the firefighters to put the fire out. Why wasn't they putting the fire out?
They dropped the bomb on the house.
Why you think they ain't put the fire out, family? If somebody'll let you burn your children to the crisp. And then now, in 2024, many of us is on ghetto gaggers.
To take care of one MOVE family. One MOVE out, they done burn up 2 blocks. Explain that.
It was all in the newspaper that Sambor told the fire commissioner to let the fire burn.
The fire burned for an hour and a half before police called in firefighters. Tonight, it is unknown exactly how many MOVE members may have escaped the blaze, or how many, perhaps, were trapped inside.
We all decided we was coming out, and we were bringing the children out of the house and hollering to the police, we're coming out, we're bringing the children out. And their response was gunshots. Bertie was right behind me, so when I decided to come out, I grabbed him. And that's how we both got out of that house, that blazing inferno. Police grabbed me and arrested me and put handcuffs on my arms, even though I was burnt.
Ain't that something?
And they grabbed Bertie and put him in a police van and took him away. I never saw him again. In the hospital, I was looking for the rest of my family to come in, and nobody came in behind me. And that's when I knew some of my family, at least, were dead.
Philadelphia police this morning continue searching for more bodies in the burned rubble of a West Philadelphia neighborhood.
One by one, more bodies of MOVE members were found in the rubble of their fortress home. The toll now higher than most had expected.
5 children and 6 adults. No.
5 children and 6 adults burned to death. Burned to death.
Nobody was ever arrested for the murder.
And nobody was ever arrested. They hold themselves not guilty. Did that sound familiar to you?
Murder of my family. Nobody went to jail but me. I was arrested. I was the only one put on trial for arson, conspiracy, everything that they did, they charged me with. The jury found me guilty. I was sentenced to 16 months to 7 years. So I did the whole 7 years. I haven't been back to Osage Avenue since May 13th of 85. It was 6.
That's what they wanted you to do, mother. If you still living, that's what they wanted you to do. They didn't want you to have nothing. They didn't want you to go back.
61 or so houses burnt. It was damaged to the core. The people that lived on there took a while to come back. Some of them never came back.
City taxpayers spent $33 million to rebuild the houses.
The homes that was rebuilt, they had sinking foundations. They got leaky roofs. The electricity was messed up. They looked like project houses. Today, I still have the burn scars from May 13th of 85, and some people have told me you should get cosmetic surgery. They can take that off. And I'm saying, why would I want to take it off? I want to be reminded. Our significance today is the consistent example of MOVE. Keep fighting, no matter what, because people can look at MOVE and say, I don't want to be in jail for 30 or 40 years. I don't want to die. I don't want to have a bomb dropped on me. But the thing is, you can die any day of the week in this country being killed by police. People ought to take the lesson from MOVE and stand up for what is right.
Stand up for what's right.
As long as we can fight, we're going to fight.
So understand what the mother was saying. Learn what's more invaluable. What's more valuable to you? Is an automobile, or you can make your own automobile. You can make your own automobile if you knew how. If you knew how, you can make your own automobile. Should our sisters look for a brother to buy an automobile or to build an automobile? Do we even know how to ride a horse? Do that make him less of a man because he not able to get money on the plantation? What if the people don't want him to have nothing on the plantation? Shouldn't he work towards having his own? Fam, these are some of the things we need to be thinking about. These are some of the things we need to be thinking about as a people. See, if somebody say, well, where you find that at in the Bible? Did not the scripture say that Yahweh divided everyone according to their language? And what did he say about you? He didn't want, if his first design was not that a king rule over you, even from your own people, why would his design be that you are ruled over by a foreign nation? Well, somebody may say, well, you ain't them people. Well, that's just going to put you further and further into more confusion. Because if you feel like you ain't even the ones that this information supposed to be for, then what's your purpose? Listen to this. Yapathite, Japhathite. Now this is where they come from according to them, because this from the north, from Europe. So they supposed to be governing over they people in whatever lands that they are in, right? So you got Khatayam, they supposed to rule over Khatayam. You got Yawan and them, that's Khatayam people. You got Magog, they supposed to rule over their own folk and their own lots of inheritance. Check this out. Now, these are the generations of Ban, Nach, sons of Noah, Sham, Ham, Yapath. So why do Yapath is the only one? And some of Ham. So Ham and Yapath is the only one ruling anything, right? And some of Sham is ruling some things, but under the supervision of Yapath. And unto them were born sons after the flood. Banayam of Yapath. These are the children of Japheth. Gomer, like Gomer and Pau, Gomer and Magog, Madai, Yawan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tiras, and the sons of Gomer, Ash, Kenaz. And Ryapath, look, the children of Japhet. And Ryapath, Togarmah, and the sons of Yawan, Elisha, Tarshish. Why was the apostle Shawal living inside of Tarshish? Concentration camp, fam. Tarshish, Khatayam, Dodanium, because the apostle Shawal was not, this is not his lot of inheritance, Tarshish. By these, Shawal was a Roman citizen, but he was not a natural born Roman. He was a Roman citizen because they was running his stuff. So that show you that Tarshish, Elisha, Kithium, Dodanium, the Greeks, which make up the Greek nation, where Yawan mean Greek nations, the Grecian nations, the Goyan, the Goy nations. Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, Dodanium. Kittim is Rome. Dodanium. By these were the isles of the Goy, the Goyan, divided in their lands. In their lands, not in everybody else's land. At first they were divided in their lands, so even they was divided in their own lands. Yawan had children, and these guys had children. They had their houses on the lot of inheritance of Yawan, and their children had inheritance on a lot of the inheritance of Yawan, their children. So whoever else came there was a Yalad, a stranger, right, of that place. So Yawan was the head over that place. So whoever was the bloodline of Yawan, that was their natural inheritance. So in respect for Yawan's natural inheritance, one could only be a citizen but not have full rights. See? But if you don't have your own stuff no more because people claiming everybody's stuff, then you don't have full rights nowhere. Kittim Dodanium. All right, now look at the sons of Ham. And we're going to see who still is enjoying their inheritance somewhat. Not all the way, but somewhat, because they still govern by Yapath. All right, under the iron and clay government, which they all sit upon the throne of Nebuchadnezzar, which he is ruling like he's Nimrod. Right? He is ruling like he's Nimrod, even though he sleep, people sitting upon his throne. They King of Kings and Lord of Lords is Nebuchadnezzar, not Yahweh. So right here, Ham, which means hot. Yapath, which means you beautiful, right? And they didn't call a curse beautiful. So something happened to Yapath. The same thing that happened to some of our people. Remember the man that the prophet said to dip 7 times in the water? And he didn't want to dip in that water because he thought it was nasty. So he was cursed with leprosy, where his skin would be white as snow. He can reverse a curse, but how can we reverse something that you don't want him to reverse? Anyway, they flipped that thing and they said the ones that's black, they curse because their skin is dark. That means you're not fit to have nothing. You're not fit to rule anything. So whatever is yours, even though you ain't bothering me, even though you will be an asset to me, if I'm not the one in charge, if you're not at the bottom of the totem pole, if I'm not able to terrorize you for no reason but to terrorize you because this is something that was put inside of me because of who I worship and serve, and even though Yahweh is using me to be a sword against you, and I think that he can't see what I'm doing, oh, he has forgotten, his eyes hidden from me because he dealing with you. But Yahweh say he can see what they doing. But anyway, Benai, Ham, the sons of Ham, Kawash, Masraim, Put, Canaan. Now, Kawash is the Ethiopians, right? The natural born Ethiopians of their inheritance. But there are Falasha living in there. Falasha means foreigner. So there are Falasha living in the land of Kawash. And they are there under the governance of Kawash as Yalad, as strangers. But the bloodline Kawash, whose inheritance that land belonged to, and if they invite you to come and stay, and you have Shalom there, then good. But Kawash is somewhat enjoying their inheritance. Somewhat. Not all the way, because you have a sister who I call the ambassador of Kawash. She be on African Diaspora News Channel. I can't think of her name right now, but she speaks about what's going on in specific areas, you know. So, but that's Kawash. and Masrim. Now, the Masrim, they was driven out of their land of inheritance, but they still in the land where everybody called Africa. They so we see that if they didn't take them then that means that who they took had to be somebody else. So was it Kawash, Masrim? Because Masrim, they are known under another name in the land that they call Africa. Foot. I think they say some of the one of these African tribes, they almost wiped out, because they wanted their resources. You was just a slave class. You was the one that they supposed to just drive around as a slave. So you had authority. You had your own, and Canaan was to be everybody's servant because of what his father did to have him. All right, and he was not. And it was not a command in the beginning for everybody to dog out Canaan. That's not the command. The command was that Canaan live under the providence of the others and serve because of the sin of his father. And if they don't like it, then they'll fight against you. But that's what they was, And people will say, well, they shouldn't be under everybody. Hey, Nach, curse, Ham, seed, Canaan, because of how that came about. So maybe they need to take that up with Yahweh. But what they did is they transferred the rulership. Because see, if we were still in our land, they'll still be fighting us today like they fighting people over there right now. So evidently they had to beat us sometime. And we had to be driven out on these concentration camps, fulfilling the prophecy that was written in detail about us. And it happened word for word, jot by jot, and title by title. That's like somebody say Africa Town got bombed, and then people start deleting tapes and stuff, but you still got remnants of tapes here and tapes there. And people say because we don't have the information, the bombing of Africa Town never happened. So get over it, Negro. You didn't have no town named no Africa Town. You ain't never had no town called no Black Wall Street, Negro. Get over it. You are always under us as slaves. Sit down somewhere, Negro. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pick somebody for you. You Canaanites, cursed under the curse of Canaan. Why was our ancestors fighting against that notion? And the sons of Cush, Kawash, Seba, and Havilah, and Sabta, and Ra'amah, and Sabtecha, and the sons of Ra'amah, Sheba, and DeeDee. And Kawash begot Nimrod. Look at this guy right here, Nimrod. And he began to be a mighty one in the earth, like a person of renown, like somebody like a great mighty, of Kawash, that was their champion. He was a mighty hunter before, and somebody that speak Hebrew, they were showing me how that we don't get the full understanding when we see it say mighty hunter, because he went out there hunting no gazelle before Yahweh. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before. So this is where this saying came from Nimrod, because he was the first one to do this kind of stuff with the iron and clay, what the iron did, what the brass did, what all of these kingdoms did. The brass was the French. That's the Greeks. And if you look it up, you'll see who they ruled over, the people that's calling themselves Aasian. So who was the brass? Who was the Greeks ruling over? The Greeks is all these Hamanakas right here. All of them. Then they split up, and Kittim had it one time. All of these sons have to have their time to rule. Right now, we under kind of this. Gomar's ruling. You have the divided kingdom. All of them have their own governments and statues and setups, but they one kingdom, but they not one kingdom. They together, but they not together. You see that? There you have. Now let's look here. He began to be a mighty hunter before Yahweh. What for it is said, I mean, people can deny it, say, no, this is not what it really is. But every nation of the north have their own establishment. All right? Arech and Achad, which means one. Achad means one. And Kalnia and Shinar. But of the land went forth Asher and builded Nineveh. So Asher built Nineveh. Okay? So they say that they descend from all these people, they descend from all these people and all these people. They say they descend from everybody. And you are the Hamite, but the Hamite was not the one they took, because Ham is the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negro. And they wrote that inside of the 1611 Scrolls. The words to translate the Bible, to let you know, look, we know who everybody else is. We know who everybody is. We know who Masram is. They study them all the time. They know who Kawashi is. They go and meet with them all the time. Okay? So Canaan, and then you have Ludim, Anamim, and all these different places. Misraim had a kingdom, and they came and ruled over that. Negroes started trying to put pieces together, and they said, okay, well, you no longer, so now we can just say it. Now we can know, since y'all pointing back y'all heritage back over to the land of Canaan, and y'all see that it's Africans in Canaan, but y'all ain't in there. Then we say, okay, well, y'all ain't Canaan, we Canaan then, sucker. Y'all say y'all Egypt, we Egyptians. Y'all say y'all Israelite, we Israelite. If we say we white, they say get back. You know, you're not white, sit back. But if an original Masrim come that's dark-skinned like they did, they say, okay, you can put on your application white, but these people down here, these people right here, y'all can't put on y'all application you white. Y'all is Negroes. But everybody else, they can put on their white. But at a certain extent, long as you know who's boss and who in control over this part, you go where you come from. Go back to Africa, right? Ethiopia, they got Ethiopia, but they still got to deal with these people. So it's a twisted thing. They together, but they all not together. But look, you have Babel confusion. And Babel confusion is when everybody is together, but they all speak in a different tone. So now they forcing everybody to speak the language of one of the sons of the Greeks. So we speak English now. So everybody's language is being wiped clear off the map. There's even some old European languages they say is almost extinct, because everybody must speak the language of the Greeks. Okay. And Canaan begot Sidon, and I'm finna go here one more time and show you where Africa come from. Yucatan. And Yucatan begot Amadad and Abimelech and Sheba in Ophir. This is Africa right here. Ophir, that's Africa. So Africa comes from this guy, fam. He don't come from this guy. So they get you with this. They say Africans mean Hamite. No, African means Shemite. Eber, Eve, Africa, Yucatan. Dikla, Obol, Abimelech, Sheba, and Ophir, Africa. Havila, Joba, brother, Yoktan, the dwelling of Misha. These are African. See, Africans come from Yoktan, the son of Shem. Ophir, what they call the Gold Coast. Ophir, Ophir, African, Ophir, Eber, Eve, Sham. African don't come from Kham. Kham didn't have a son named Ophir, Africa. Sham did. So Africans with nappy woolly hair came from Sham, not Ham. So the people who are called Ophir are also called Negroes. And sometimes, for confusion's sake, Ham is called Ophir, and sometimes for living situation state, Canaan may be called Ophir if they lived in one of the sons' inheritance of Yoktan and Dekalai no ball in them. They may be named Sifar, which means scroll, unto Sifar, Misha. See, they live together. Ophir. So Ham and Sham live together. To these people up here, they all was the same people because they all had dark skin. You are of the black races. The people who are of the European races back then, it was known clearly because we knew when they came down, they're colonized. But now today, we're being colonized and don't even know, a lot of us. So we got to understand this right here. This Ophirian doctrine and black and white and this color and that color, it don't make no sense, fam. Sham, look at this right here. All these people are the sons of Nach. You got the Hamite, and somebody may say you still lying, even though I'm looking at it right. You still telling the tale. I'm looking at it right in my face. This say in English, Shem. The Shemites. Shem. You can even see it in Chronicles 1:17-27. The Shemites. Shem. Look right here. Yoktan. Ophir, African. The sons of the Africans, and Havilah and Jobab. So Nimrod took control. See, this is his name, right? Havilah. You see that? Havilah. Nimrod took control of Havilah. Look here. Look at the Gaza. Look, this is Ophir. Havilah. Shem named his son. Well, let's see. Yoktan named his son Ophir. And he named the son Havilah. And he named a son Jobab. And these were the sons of Yoktan, right? So when you see on the map that they moved off of there because you ain't supposed to have nothing, Negroes, no matter where you at. Ophir, Havilah, Jobab were the sons of Yoktan, right? Even if they keep it on the map, all they got to do is say, I'm Ophir, I'm Havilah, I'm Jobab. Get out. Yoktan. Look, this is what Nimrod did. Ophir, Havilah, Jobab. Let's look up here. Let's look up here. Misraim, Canaan, Sheba, Havilah, Havilah, and Sapta, Ra'amah. So you got two people with the same name. Check this out. Now look, check this out now. Ra'amah, Sheba, and DeeDee. So Cush, Nimrod, and Kawash begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. Okay? So what did Nimrod do? Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, mighty hunter before Yahweh. So is it possible that if Havilah here and let's say, how can a European tell the difference? And Havilah right here. And according to the Bible, they have us like wool. They had dark skin, these people. Because if you look inside in the book of Daniel, the Shemites, had woolly hair when he was describing the Hamashiach. If you look inside of the book of Numbers, it described them as having dark skin with black hair. And then you look in the book of Revelation, their hair was like wool. So they got black woolly hair, dark-skinned, Eber people, Ophirian people, African people. Dikla Obal, Jobab Ophia. Ophia, my brother. Ophia, Africa, okay? Havila, okay? Jobab, Ophia, African, brother. They are being racist. African, my brother. Ever, my brother. How long have the people that speak Ever been telling us that this is how you say Eber? Ever. Ever. And they are the Ever people. Nobody listens. They just say, well, I don't believe that. That Ever means Eber. You making that up. We don't say that they making anything up, a lot of us. But you see right here in the Bible, it says Orphia means African. Then you look to figure this out. What it said before, it don't say right now. Say uncertain origin. But they know their origin come from everybody. But with you, uncertain derivation. Can't find the answers to it. Fam, I'm not finna even look up the Hebrew word. I want y'all to look it up. Because I done looked it up so many times, I don't know what to do. Now, it may sound like I'm griping and arguing with you, fam. I'm not trying to gripe and argue. All I'm trying to do is tell you that sometimes this get very stressful. Because we supposed to have our own. And the reason why we don't have our own is because we've been broken as a people and don't know where we came from. We don't know where we going. A lot of us don't even know what we supposed to be doing. We're just going about the motions, trying to figure out how we gonna make ends meet, how we gonna pay our automobile, and how we gonna pay for our funeral when we die. The plants got more freedom than you, Yasharal. The plants grow up, they ain't got to pay a price for the water that fall down out of the Shamayam on their head. The birds ain't got to go and pay rent. The birds is more freer than you, Yasharal. If the bird want to build a nest, he ain't got to go and fly and get no permit. You see, look at him. He ain't getting no permit to build his nest. He grabbing his stuff where he want, and he taking it to where he need to take it. Cute little fella, ain't it? Fam, you're supposed to have your own. But right now you don't. You're under the iron and the clay government. And when we take our mind off of what's really going on, we're going to find reasons and ways to debate and fight one another over why you can't get with the program and just serve the slave master. If you don't, I'm going to thrash you with my words. Even the Ensis ain't got to pay no money to build a kingdom. They just go and pick up the stuff and they build it because Yahweh gave them dominion to pick up dirt and to build a kingdom. But you don't even have much as dominion as the ant. You don't have much as dominion as even them animals right there. Look how they able to care for their young and they ain't got to worry about DCF coming to their house when they can't hardly find no grass out there in the wintertime. They find a way to adapt and survive. DCF don't show up at their house in the woods unless they real hurt. And once they get them well, they let them go. Family, check this out. Everywhere you go, even the wild beasts of the field have more authority than you. Even the fish in the water got more dominion and authority over you. You're under the iron and the clay government. They are liking after Nimrod. They don't want you to have nothing. Remember Africa time. Family, I got to go. But I hope that this right here gave you a clear understanding on why that you need to pray. Not to forget to pray, not to feel powerless, because with Yahweh you have power. Only this time you is the one that got. Look, they over there at their grocery store. Yahweh gave them grocery. Right now you got to pay to live, or you living to pay. But that animal sit on that rock and he can enjoy his life. He can enjoy his life. And for some people that have been broken as a person, that feel like, I don't want to do this no more. I just want to give up on my visions and my dreams because I'm in a messed up situation. Like they say, darn if I do, darn if I don't. Don't give up on your goals. But I'm just letting you know what's going on around you so you could be aware. Most people don't even know that there's a military against you. Even some of your people that join in the ranking forces don't even know what's really going on. And that's just why I'm bringing this out, so that you can understand what's been going on. Family, all things work together for the good to those who love Yah and who are called according to his purpose. We have to turn back to him because that's our purpose. Man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Allahayim. I got to go, family. Shalom. I hope that somebody got some out of this. If you hear this afterwards, shalom to you. I hope that you would listen to the whole thing, fam. Shalom. Got to go.